Something unbelievable just happened, and honestly, it feels like the kind of news that makes you stop and wonder, are we witnessing history being written right before our eyes? Billboard, the music industry's ultimate scoreboard, has just confirmed that BTS's Jimin has achieved something no Asian solo artist has ever done before. And the numbers behind it will absolutely blow your mind. Let's start with his latest masterpiece, Who. Released on July 19, 2024, the song didn't just make a splash, it made waves that never faded. Even now, 15 months later, Who is still riding the Billboard charts. Last week, instead of slowing down, it actually climbed higher, jumping 8 spots on the Billboard Global 200 to number 122, and rising 7 spots to number 90 on the Global Excellence chart. Imagine that, a song holding strong for over a year and still finding new momentum. That's not normal. That's extraordinary. And here's where it gets even more breathtaking. Who isn't just surviving. It has already hit number 1 on both the Billboard Global 200 and the Global Excl US charts twice. Twice. That's the kind of victory most artists dream of once in their lifetime, and Jimin is doing it consistently. But here's the twist. Before Who even came along, Jimin had already broken ground with another anthem, Like Crazy. That track didn't just stay on the charts, it lived there. 61 weeks on the Billboard Global 200, 68 weeks on the Global Excl US. It holds the title as the longest charting K-pop solo song in history. And now, with Like Crazy and Who both surpassing 60 weeks each, Jimin has achieved something unprecedented. He is the first and only Asian solo artist in history to have 2 songs spending over 60 consecutive weeks on Billboard's main charts. Think about what that really means. This isn't about collaborations with big Western stars. This isn't about shortcuts. This is Jimin standing alone, pouring his artistry, his emotions, his vulnerability into his music, and the world responding for more than a year without letting go. But wait, his story doesn't stop with singles. His albums are breaking barriers too. His debut solo album, Face, and his second project, Muse, have each stayed on Billboard's World Albums chart for more than 60 consecutive weeks. That makes him the first Asian solo artist in history to have 2 albums crossing that milestone. And if that wasn't already enough, here's the crown jewel. Muse hit number 1 on Billboard's World Albums chart 8 times. Face? It soared to number 1 a jaw-dropping 13 times. Put together, Jimin has stood at the very top of Billboard's World Albums chart 21 times. Do you realize how rare that is? We're talking about records that cement his name not just in K-pop, not just in Asian music history, but in the entire global industry. And here's the emotional heart of it all. Every milestone proves that Jimin is more than just a singer. He's a storyteller. He connects across languages, cultures, and borders. He stands as proof that music born from honesty and passion can travel further than anyone imagined. What Jimin has built isn't just a career, it's a legacy. One that shows the world what happens when talent, dedication, and love from millions of fans unite to defy every expectation. So today, when Billboard calls him a history maker, it isn't an exaggeration. It's a recognition of Jimin's unstoppable journey, his artistry, and the history he's writing with every beat, every lyric, and every stage he stands on. And honestly, something tells me this is just the beginning.